Hey guys, a couple of you have been asking, so I'm gonna go over these problems with you, and then you guys can copy them down and figure it out from there. Um, Let me know if you need help. But I'm just gonna skip right to the problems. What we're doing is we're taking a word problem, and we're taking these are formulas that we're given, and we're taking them and we're solving them for a given variable. And once we solve it for the given variable, we're gonna put in values that we've been given to put in and find that variable. So let's look at number one. The volume of a cylinder V is given by the formula V equals pi r squared h, where r is the radius and h is the height. So part A wants us to solve for h. So I'm going to rewrite it. Volume equals pi r squared h. And they want us to solve for h. So remember, I underline, circle, that's what I want to get everything away from it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by everything that's multiplied by h, right? So I want h by itself, so I'll get rid of pi r squared on both sides. They cancel, and I get h equals volume V divided by pi r squared. Now, pi is a value. So pi is 3.14159, blah, blah, blah. It runs on forever and ever. So, but pi is a value, so you have to remember that. It's not a variable. So, for part B, it says find the height of the cylinder when the volume is 2,500 pi cubic feet and the radius is 10. So I'm just going to plug in. H is what we're solving for, but we already solved the equation for H, equals volume over pi r squared, which equals, we have our volume is 200, I keep saying 200, 2,500 cubic feet. So feet cubed divided by pi. Don't forget to put my pi in there. Pi times 10 feet squared. So 10 feet, and I square that. So now we have this equals. So the first thing I want you to notice is I have a pi on top and a pi on bottom. So I'm going to cancel those out. I have feet cubed on top. I have feet squared on bottom. So I'm going to cancel out all the feet on the bottom. So I'm left off with, well, I have to square the 10 first. So I'm left off with 2,500 feet over 10 squared is 100. So cancel out those zeros, and I get h equals 25 feet. And that's our answer to B. So that was our answer to A. That was our answer to B. Let's go on to the next one. Water pressure. The water pressure on a submerged object is given by P equals 64D, where P is the pressure in pounds per square foot, and D is the depth of the object in feet. So, solve for D. So, A. We have pressure equals 64 times the depth, D. And we want to solve for D. So I'm just going to divide by 64 on both sides. So I get D equals P for pressure over 64. And that's my answer to part A. Part B. Find the depth of the submerged object if the pressure is 672 pounds per square foot. So I have D equals 672 pounds per feet squared divided by 64 pressure is so I get 672 divided by 64. I get D equals 10.5, and it tells us that our object D is in feet, so it's just 10.5 feet. And that's my answer. 672 divided by 64 is 10.5. Next one. The equation of a line containing the points a, 0 and 0, b is given by the formula x over a plus y over b equals 1. So, part A, solve it for y. So I got x over a plus y over b equals 1. So I subtract x over a. So subtract x over a to both sides. Oops. So I would get y over b equals 1 minus x over a. Now I'm going to multiply by b to both sides. They cancel. Put parentheses here times b. So y equals 1 minus x over a all times b. And that would be my answer there. Now, for part B, you notice they give us points, 4, 0, 0, negative 2, and x equals 3. Then what's to find y? So we're going to plug in what we know. Y equals 1 minus x. Well, x is 3. So I plug that in. Over a. Well, a, remember, is the x component of the intercept. So 4, 0. So a represents 4. So 1 over 3/4 times b. And remember, b is the y component. So negative 2. And when you do all of that, you're going to get 1 minus 3/4 is 1/4 times negative 2, which equals negative 1/2. And I left some room because I want to make sure I rewrite y. Y equals negative 1/2. Alright, last problem I'm going to go over with you guys. The surface area of a rectangular solid is given by the formula surface area equals 2 times length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times length width times height. Solve the formula for H. So A, we have surface area equals 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to subtract 2LW because if you notice I have an H here and I have an H here. So I'm going to subtract 2LW from both sides first. They cancel, so I get S minus 2LW equals. Now I'm going to do this in one step here. I have 2LH and 2WH here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to factor out an H from both of those. I could do 2H, but H is, because I want H by itself, it's going to be better. So that's going to turn out to be H quantity 2L plus 2W. And now at this point, I can just divide by 2L plus 2W on both sides. And I'm left with just H. So I get H equals surface area minus 2LW over 2L plus 2W. So I just solved it for H. Now part B gives us the surface area is 6 centimeters. The surface area, so our length is 6 centimeters, our width is 3 centimeters, and our surface area is 72 square centimeters. So find H. So I get H equals, and I'm going to plug in what I know. What's their surface area? 72. Minus 2 times L. What's our length? 6 centimeters. Times what's our width? 3 centimeters. All over 2 times our length again is 6 centimeters. Plus 2 times our width, which was 3 centimeters. So I get H equals, and the units all cancel out. This would be feet squared on top. So I get feet squared on top, and I get feet on bottom. So the feet on bottom with the square on top cancels out, and I'm left with just feet. When you do all this work, 72 minus that looks like 12 times 3, 36. So you get 36 over 12 plus 6 is 18. 36 over 18 is 2 centimeters. Now, I ran through the math in my head on how to solve that, but you guys can do that on your own. We've been doing that, so you guys should be good. Hopefully this helps you out. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thanks, guys.